Further, we live in a society where if you are honest in a legal context, you're dead. In this society, we actually take a parent who is nurturing their own child and somehow manage to turn it into, quote, they're facilitating their behavior, their negative behavior, which is facilitating basically means, making a task easier. And we define such things in a negative context. And then we have a psychologist come out and say, you're abusing your child. Why? Because you didn't break their spirit? Didn't give them the tools they needed to survive in this world? That isn't abuse. That's just poor parenting. We've just totally gone off here. The crazy thing is, the system does not even agree with itself. You can be told that if you spank your child, you will be sent to jail. If you let your kids play violent games, you are, quote, abusing your children. And even that you should spank your child. The whole spare the rod, spoil the child kind of thinking. And if you're stupid enough to listen to the wrong person, I'm not meaning that you're stupid, but I'm saying if you're not careful enough, if you don't research things like crazy and spend all your time doing this kind of stuff, there are minefields everywhere. So if you're not educated and you're just going to sit there and expect that the system is going to take care of you, you got another thing coming. Big time. You listen to the wrong person, you're screwed. We don't have innocent until proven guilty. We did away with that a long time ago. Now it's all about doubt and designing laws that can be interpreted in any way. By using this tool, you can succeed in casting enough doubt to destroy a person financially, legally, and physically. Why? Why do you ask? Because you saw it, as a healthy person would, to hold them accountable. Honesty and integrity have been made into catchphrases that have only the meaning the lawyers give them. And political correctness has turned us all into robots. Do you really think that people created this perfect system of unaccountability, where in this system you can shoot nuclear waste into a person, quote, call it a, quote, casualty of war, and then coat this in language like, well, we were firing depleted uranium at people. It's like, no, you were firing toxic waste at people. Let's call a spade a spade. For just as the kids playing on the playground, finding their own ways to avoid accountability with their defense mechanisms, so too what they actually seek to avoid is consequences. Regardless of how noble your actions may be on the surface, they are actually often very selfish in nature. We simply often ignore our responsibility for our actions, but are more than ready to make others responsible for theirs. In fact, now the perfect, dysfunctional, inhuman system is in place. Now we legislate all forms of behavior, even if those have nothing to do with directly harming people with intent. Although lawyers did find a way to twist non-harmful behavior as something to legislate, because people don't like your opinion or you're doing something that they could just walk away from 5 blocks away, or 5 feet away, 5 feet away, and, well, I can't walk away 5 feet because that's impinging on my rights to stand here. It's like, grow up. Most importantly, no matter how noble a goal, we've been taught we do what we want. Do what you want. Right down from manipulating the laws and architecture of the universe without the guidance of teachings as people like Jesus Christ when he redefined the 10 Commandments, to having people be responsible for their own lives as they seek to, quote, save the world, save the planet, green, and other stuff. Save the rats and the dogs and, some other stuff. We're going to save all these things, but are in debt up to their eyeballs. Still, the outcome is the same. Regardless of your intentions, you are still on that playground, avoiding the fact that you broke a window, and maybe, just maybe, you could play somewhere else and take responsibility for your own life and get the hell out of other people's lives. Do you know what the definition of Satanism is? It's not what you think. Find your will and do it. This is commonly translated into do as thou wilt. Do you honestly think? Do you honestly think that as you seek to find your own will, without an extremely high level of developed discernment, you will not be easily led astray by spiritual forces far greater than you? You honestly think that? Keep in mind that the whole of society exists because you and I did what we wanted to do instead of taking accountability for that broken window. Our behavior created the perfect, unaccountable system. Jesus Christ once said something really interesting. He said that you will know them by their fruits. Think about that one for a minute. While you're at it, reread the core values and principles of the Advocacy Corporation. Let's get to work. We are running out of time.